Let's raise the big questions then tonight. Cash for votes now in Maharashtra. Does money power still dictate politics across the country? Can a higher poll spend guarantee a win? Is it now zero ideology, only lust for power driven by money in Maharashtra politics? Is this a preview to what could happen after the elections if it throws up a hung assembly? I'm joined by Smriti Kopikar, senior journalist based in Mumbai. Shailesh Gandhi is former Central Information Commissioner. Dr. Syed Zafar Islam is the BJP's national spokesperson. And Charan Singh Sapra is national spokesperson, Congress. To you, Zafar Islam ji, first, would you agree that what we've seen today afternoon is an embarrassment for your party? A national general secretary being detained for 3 hours in a hotel, surrounded by activists from his rival party, accusing him of carrying cash worth 5 crores. Eventually, only around 10 lakhs have been found, but accused of doing that, accused of having a diary with names of people to distribute. Is it an embarrassment, sir?
First of all, there is no truth in it. It was an stunt by the opposition parties because they know that exactly they are going to lose this election. People of Maharashtra are absolutely sure in terms of who they have to give blessing this time. And we are confident that we will have their blessing because we have worked tirelessly for the welfare of the state, for the people of the state, for the welfare of the people of the state. They know exactly we have been able to deliver it to their expectation, and we will continue to do that. They have aspiration, and we are able to meet their expectation and helping them.
So where did this cash come from, sir? So that's okay. Where did the cash come from? It's not so simple. And in this case, it's not the Congress party, but a local party, BVA, which came into the hotel room, surrounded your leader, and claimed he had cash. They also flashed a diary with names and numbers.
See, Rajdeep, it's a matter of inquiry. Let the investigation be over. EC will investigate, then the investigation will be over, truth will come out. Mr. Vinod Tawde has very categorically explained that these are all misinformation being spread. There is absolutely no truth that anyone, or he or anyone of his team was carrying cash. It is all planted, stunned by the opposition parties using BVA, but it will backfire on them because we know exactly that we don't have to resort to such practices.
Syed Zafar Islam claims that this entire episode has been manufactured by the opposition because he claims you all are fearing defeat. Your response?
See, Rajdeep, I feel BJP has nothing better to answer. In fact, the whole world has seen now, and the entire shooting has been done on various video cameras or on various mobile phones. And Vinod Tawde was there in that premises. He was there in that room number 405, from where the bag was confiscated, and that bag had money. Now, how much money
Vinod Tawde
had,
is saying that check the CCTV footage. He was never distributing any of the cash. There is no evidence of him distributing any cash.
But Rajdeep, when a person is found in the same room where the cash is there, then automatically, it is known that he has got the cash from outside. So number two, what I want to say, that this is not the only case. This is a note jihad of Bharatiya Janata Party.
Note jihad.
Seen in the car has been confiscated. Yeah, note jihad. Earlier we have seen Shinde Sena's MLA's car, 15 crores were caught near Pune. Then in Marathwada, 3 crores. Then today again one Sathe in Nashik. He's also from Shinde Sena. So this is the note jihad by the Mahayuti, number one. Number two, Rahul Gandhi's stand is vindicated when he said BJP means Bhrasht Janata Party. Their central leadership is involved into corruption. They are involved into violation of election code. And see what election commission is doing. They are totally looking compromised. There is no level playing field. There is a different set of rules for the ruling party leaders who are caught. And had it been a Congress leader who had been in place of Vinod Tawde, then what the election commission would have done or what the BJP would have done?
So
there is no level playing field.
You're saying there's no level playing field. There are different rules for BJP and opposition.
Corruption.
Okay,
blatant corruption of BJP.
Okay, Smriti Kopikar, the fact is I've been traveling through Maharashtra for a fortnight and everywhere we go, we heard about the amount of cash that is there in the system. It clearly seems money power is an important factor. Is this the worst kept secret in a way of not just Maharashtra but Indian politics? It just comes out every now and then on screen and then nothing happens.
Rajdeep, I think today's was really high drama. And it had all the elements of making a good drama, and that is what we've been seeing. But this coming on the eve of the voting, it actually epitomizes something that has happened right through the campaign in this state for the last month or even before that, month and a half. You've traveled, I've been around a bit. We've seen money being a factor, playing a huge role in various ways. Today's was allegedly very upfront, where BJP National Secretary has been accused of distributing cash as cash. But there have been other ways. There are other ways. For example, candidates across Marathwada, for example, have arranged dozens of buses from Mumbai, Pune, and other places to bring voters back home. Give them lunches, dinners, and I don't know what else, and get them back to their workplaces. This is not typically cash for votes, but is this allowed? So I think I was watching what you were talking with Dr. Qureshi. What seems to me is that what we saw with Vinod Tawde today, it's still an allegation, but the FIRs have been lodged. The FIRs are they don't inspire confidence at all. They're extremely, they have loopholes already, it seems. Right. But this is one kind of the cash for votes, but voters have been lured in many, many ways, are being lured in many ways. There are buses that have left Mumbai and Pune tonight to reach constituencies tomorrow morning. So, all of this brings us back to one critical question, which is, the Election Commission seems to be operating with a framework and with a set of laws that were not completely designed to address the kinds of issues that we are seeing right now. Last year, maybe in the 2019 election, what happened between 2019 and now, what we saw today and all of that. My question to the Election Commission is, do you not think it is time, it's high time that you revisit some of these laws, some of the framework, the 45 lakh limit for a Vidhan Sabha election, for example? Candidates are openly saying that they're spending in multiples of that. So I think there is cause to revisit some of that on one side, for the Election Commission to take itself seriously, which we haven't seen, and not turn this kind of malpractice into a farce, like we saw commission officials checking the bags of Mr. Uddhav Thackeray and the Pawars or whatever. And you know that those videos went around. But to be really honest and to inspire confidence. Because ultimately, the voters are looking not to the parties. The voters know that the parties can play dirty, they can play games, but they're looking to the Election Commission, and the last few years have not really inspired that kind of confidence.
Shailesh Gandhi, from what you hear, eventually it will be called a systemic problem, institutional problems. The truth of the matter is, at some stage, surely what has been happening over the last 20, 30 years, and it gets worse with every election, has to stop if we are to truly have free and fair elections. The amounts that are being spoken about in Maharashtra at the moment are staggering. I mean, without going into the numbers, all I will say that some of the amounts I have heard from people involved are staggering. Now, should the Election Commission just throw its hands up, as Dr. Qureshi seemed to suggest, that they're almost helpless?
I think there are two root causes which we don't address. We are happy to have a big circus around these kind of events. The two root causes are, one, India stands number 79 on the rule of law index worldwide. I can bet on it. I'm willing to take a bet that nothing will happen to Mr. Tawde. This is established. You can commit a crime, you can do wrong things, and nothing will come out of it, because the justice system, dysfunctional justice system, will not hold you responsible, will not make you punish you. Second is, we've created a story where the emperor has no clothes. All of us are aware, including the election commissioners, that no candidate spends within the, no serious candidate spends within the limit specified. And yet we want to continue believing. I've had discussion with some election commissioners saying, why don't you just remove this limit? So that at least an honest chap can, even if I wanted to stand for elections or you want to stand for an election, Rajdeep, you cannot stand unless you are willing to lie on an affidavit. We've created a situation where only liars and wrongdoers can get into politics. Even if you are honest, you become dishonest, only then will we allow you to stand for an election. That's how we've become. I think it's about time we stop this make-believe and saying that we'll have a limit. Insist on ensuring that every amount spent is accounted for.
Okay.
But do not have these fictitious limits which nobody is following.
You know, that's
For the election.
You know, the fictitious limits is one part of it. And there's also the question of voters, whether voters have become more transactional. And I'll come to that in a moment.
The voters have understood that this is the way the system goes.
No, they're happily
Laws
taking the
are
money.
not to be respected.
You know, the voters will take the free bus rides. They'll take the money. In the past, it used to be liquor. It's just become more sophisticated. I just want to put down the money power in Maharashtra. Take a look at what has happened in the polls. Cash seized so far, and that's just the one that has been seized, is 153.48 crores. Liquor, 71.13 crores. Drugs, 72.14 crores. Precious metals, 282.49 crores. Freebies, 80.94 crores. Some candidates are even giving mixers and grinders in some parts of Mumbai suburbs, is what we are being told. So a total of 660.18 crores, and that's just official what's been seized. Multiply by that by several times over, and it appears that our politics is full of money. Zafar Islam, you want to respond? Because a few years ago, Prime Minister Modi, for example, said, na khaunga, na khane dunga. But when it comes to elections, it's very clear. It is about money, isn't it? Show me the money, honey.
I think you are unnecessarily propagating something which is not factually correct.
You're saying
Now
no money is
that
being
you said
used?
5 crore, from where, on what basis you made 5 crore?
The 5 crore was the allegation that Hitendra Thakur made.
What basis
Hitendra Thakur made the allegation. That allegation has to be investigated.
No. So how you are making the statement that there was a 5 crore when the election commission FIR does not even mention about it? So these kind of a statement, and
they are mentioning 9 lakh 90 crores. They are mentioning 9 lakh 90 crores. What was the 9 lakh 90 crores doing in cash in the first place there?
9 lakh 90 crores or
9 lakh 90,000. What was it doing there?
Yeah. So again, that is the matter of investigation. That's what I said. Then let it be investigated. But 9 lakh 90,000, you are multiplying by several times. Like you said that this has been caught, and you multiply by several times and arrived at an amount which is factually incorrect.
Okay.
I mean, it is not the way you should.
Charan Singh Sapra, everyone from Rahul Gandhi to all other opposition leaders.
And you are making it 5 crores.
Okay. Opposition leaders immediately claimed 5 crores. That was the amount. Was it to sensationalize? Was the design of the opposition to sensationalize? Yes, a leader is in a hotel where cash is found, but is there a tendency to sensationalize it?
No, Rajdeep, there's no need to sensationalize it, because Hitendra Thakur, the chief of BVA, he himself said on record that he had got a phone call from the BJP office bearer only, who leaked this information to him that Vinod Tawade is carrying 5 crore rupees. That's what Hitendra Thakur said.
No, that's his
and
claim.
Let me tell you very clearly, now BJP has to change their slogan. BJP has to change their slogan now. Cash hai to safe hai. It is not ek hai to safe hai. It is cash hai to safe hai. और पैसा बांटेंगे तो जीतेंगे. Now this is the slogan of Bharatiya Janata Party, because they know that they are losing and they are desperate. Hence they are using all the muscle power and the money power at their source, which they had earlier used also, and they had divided Shiv Sena, they had divided NCP to form a Khokhe Sarkar. What can we expect from a Khokhe Sarkar? This is going to happen. And the entire episode, rightly Smriti Kopikar was saying that it was like a drama, and this drama was produced by Narendra Modi, directed by Amit Shah, and sponsored by Adani. And in fact, I would like to say this is not a fight between Mahayuti and Mahavikas Aghadi.
No, you see, this is where the sensationalism comes.
Let me complete.
No, how can you say use the names of Modi, Shah and Adani so loosely here now?
This is the fact. Of course, why loosely? Of course, the BJP is answerable. They have to say कि कहाँ से पैसा आया और किसके टेम्पो में पैसा आया. And this fight is not between Mahayuti and Mahavikas Aghadi. It is between Modani and Mahavikas Aghadi. Rajdeep, you see what is going to happen tomorrow. You have toured the entire Maharashtra, and you also know the way money has been thrown by Shinde, Ajit Pawar and Bharatiya Janata Party in Maharashtra. There is a count that 10,000 rupees they are spending for one vote in the rural area, and even in cities they are spending so much money.
Okay,
this is the kind of election which is happening in Maharashtra.
We can throw 1 minute, sir. We can throw lots of speculation till we have proof. As I said, the allegation was 5 crores was made. It's not been proven as yet. But Smriti Kopikar, what is true certainly, lots of money is exchanging hands. You've covered Maharashtra politics for several years. Has it got worse now? Is there a sense that the voter is transactional? He can be bought by 10,000 rupees or by a free bus ride that he's taken on back to his village to vote? Is that what has happened? And politicians believe voters are available for the highest price?
Rajdeep, 2-3 things. One is, yes, it seems to have gotten much worse than even 15 years ago, for example. There's a unabashedness with which this is now done. There is almost a silent kind of a pride with the way money is sloshed around and spent around, which is new to watch for those of us who've been covering for a while. But in an election that has such high stakes, this is to be expected, right? This is an election with very, very high stakes. I know there are seats that can be won or lost with very small margins. There are about 50 seats in which the Shiv Sena and Uddhav Thackeray Sena going head to head. There are about 35, 38 seats in which both the factions of the NCP are going head to head. The BJP and the Congress are going head to head with about 75 seats or so. So it's a very, very high stakes battle. This battle for Maharashtra is a very high stakes battle, the highest that I have seen in the last 25, 30 years. And it follows naturally that in a very high stakes battle, all parties are going to go all out with every single quiver at their command to try and not lose or get those 100 votes or 500 votes or 1,000 votes. You know that the Mumbai Northwest seat was lost by 48 votes. Lok Sabha seat was lost by 48 votes. So parties are going to go all out. This was to be expected, so I'm not surprised. But where I'm coming from, and I'm putting this to you and everyone, is that we are rightly offended by what we've seen throughout this campaign. The use of money, the use of other kinds of allurements to voters. Voters have been transactional, and this is their opportunity to get something. So I'm not sure I want to blame the voters 100%. But if we are offended by what we saw today, if that's true, if we've been offended, as your channel put out, the 660 crores and maybe a multiple of that's gone around in this election, this is equally offensive to what we saw happen 2 years ago when the Uddhav Thackeray government was toppled, and there was a lot of money going around there as well. So it's not just the elections that seem to ride on money, it is the power that seems to ride on money before elections and after elections.
I take your point. A final word, therefore, Shailesh Gandhi. The sense is that politicians believe they can get away with it. We hear rumors of Pannas Khoke Ekdam Okay, that's 50 crores per MLA. All of this is heard. But nobody gets arrested for it. There is no investigation. There is no ED which has investigated any of the Shiv Sena leaders as to whether they took money to go to resorts or switch sides, or the NCP leaders. The point is politicians believe they can get away with it. That's why money flourishes. The day you have a deterrent, some fear, which only Session, I recall, brought into the system, they believe they can get away with it.
I repeat, unless our judicial system delivers in reasonable time, reasonable justice, we are sunk. We will continue deteriorating. Ever since independence, we've been on this game. I remember meeting George Fernandez in 1967 when he was a socialist and an idealist, asking him if he was going to spend within the limit given by the Election Commission. And he could not say that. He said, Mr. Gandhi, I am spending double the amount, but S.K. Patil is spending 10 times the amount.
Okay.
This is the norm today. Unless we look at things realistically, I would again submit, remove election expenses, but ensure that every money spent is accounted for, and get a functional judicial system. We will then improve. Otherwise, we'll continue on this down.
You know, my worry, of course, as I said, is that we could well have the same debate 5 years from now. The only thing is the amounts could well increase by then. The one thing that is also subject to inflationary pressure is the cash that is used during elections. It just keeps rising all the time. I hope today is a wake-up call. I hope there is an investigation, and I hope doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani comes out at the end of it, because the Election Commission needs to show that it can actually act and spread fear among politicians when they violate the law and all the inducements that come with it. But I appreciate my guest joining us. Money power, sabse bada rupaiya. We'll have to see how that plays out in the Maharashtra election.